Hello, Darla. Good to see you. And welcome. So good to see you. Irina is here. Melanie, beautiful. Welcome, everyone. Hi. Ooh, we are diving deep into duality today. Oh my goodness, what a loaded topic. And I have so much amazing wisdom to share with you. So let's dive right in. Larry is joining. Hi. All right, so we actually have so many people sign. Hi, Larry, who signed up for this event. So I'm expecting more people joining us. All right, so this is recording. Let's dive right in. So, the power of duality to unlock accelerated business results. So, I want to start by sharing this profound truth that what it seems in this physical reality as a setback for your business, for your health, in your life, in your manifestation of something that you desire, it's actually a powerful portal for greater success. Okay, so I want you to really tune into this truth. So what it looks like, a challenge, a failure, a setback, it's actually a portal for greater success. And I will share with you how to recognize when duality is playing out and how to navigate through this portal, how to use some tools that I will be giving to you to actually um, not only navigate through it, but emerge as the highest version of you. Because this is what we're doing as souls. We're expanding and embodying our highest self, the version of our highest self here in the physical. Okay. So when I look at the process of creation or manifestation, um, you know, I see it in this way. So when we manifest something that doesn't require our growth and expansion, that doesn't require us to really redefine our identity, manifestation is fast and it's almost effortless. I'll give you an example. And when we're not attached to the results, actually, manifestation is very quick and fast and easy. For instance, when we think about someone, right, like a friend or a colleague or a family member, and we, have this interest in talking to them, and then we just like forget about them, right? And they suddenly either text us or call us, or right. So this is the process of manifestation. This is the process of creation. It doesn't require our growth and evolution. It doesn't require a higher level of frequency to actually receive the result, right? And we're not attached to the outcome. So we just think about something with some sort of interest, and we'll let it go, and it comes to us with ease, right? So at this level, there's no duality. There's no contrast or polarity. Manifestation is easy. Now, when we talk about the process of creation that requires our growth and expansion and embodiment of our highest self, that's when we actually set those, bigger goals. We create this big vision for ourselves, right? For our business, for our life, for our health, that actually requires growth. We do experience duality. We do experience contrast and polarity to actually get there, to embody that version of us, right? So, and I want you to know that this duality process, it's not like this mistake in the process or the fault of the process. It's actually it's the design of it. It's built with this. So I don't want you to resist it, to fear it, to think that, manifestation is not working, or the process of creation is, not working. It's actually working with the polarity piece, with the duality piece. It's part of the process. And I will give you the tools how to navigate it, okay? So before going into the process and the tools, what is duality, right? Let's define it. So duality is really the full spectrum of experience here on planet Earth. So I'll go a little bit into the soul level truth, right? So um our soul, like we as souls came here, we chose to come here to this beautiful physical reality, planet Earth, to experience our highest potential, to experience God in the physical form, right? So God is really experiencing itself through us. Now, in the absolute God essence, God is infinite, and it's a total bliss to be God, right? So God is this blissful, unconditional, infinite love energy. But how does God know that, it is infinite and it is love and it is bliss? It created this relative limited reality to experience itself through it. So we are here to experience the bliss, the unconditional love, to experience God through the limitation, through the polarity, through the, shadow of the light, which we are, right? So is this kind of landing with you? Is this making sense? I know for our minds, it's such like a big conceptual piece. So I'll be giving you more details as how to digest it. So unlimited, infinite, unconditional love energy, pure bliss is so big and absolute and abstract. So this reality has been created with limitation, with contrast, with polarity, to give context to everything, right? So we're creating this contextual field where we understand what is what. Because if we are in pure bliss, how do we know that we're like totally blissed out, right? We need contrast. So we need the opposite of it. And we need actually the entire spectrum to fully experience bliss. So if we think about duality, we're talking about the entire spectrum. So joy and sadness and everything in between, it's the fullness of the experience. So sadness and joy are actually the same thing. They're on the same spectrum, right? Abundance and scarcity or lack, poverty, it's the same thing. It's just the context, it's the fullness, right? Hot and cold, I don't know, success and challenge. It's the fullness of the experience. And our souls came here to this limited physical reality to experience the fullness of ourselves, both the bad, as we'll label it through our human mind, and the good, right? But it's all relative. Good and bad is relative. It's all the same thing. It's all blissful, divine love, right? Anyway, so it's difficult to grasp it and understand it and connect to the divine design of it through the prism of our mind, because our mind is limited. It actually loves to label things bad, good, ugly, beautiful, but it's all relative. So the best way to actually to connect to this truth, to go through the portals of duality, is through your heart and through your connection to your soul. Because from the soul essence, you're not fearing contrast. You are not resisting it. You use your divine discernment to actually see the gift, the opportunity in it, right? And then you actually take it as your gift and resource, and you embody it into your physicality, into your physical form, so that your predominant vibration matches your goal, right? Matches that which you want to experience. So it's actually a gift. It's an opportunity. All right. So let me share with you a couple of questions, just, because I love to give you conceptual things and information and things that really expand your level of consciousness. But I also want you to reflect it in your reality, physical reality, right? Like, where do you experience contrast right now? Like, if you can write down, where do you experience contrast or polarity right now? And how is it affecting you? Like, what are you feeling when you experience contrast? Because it's in the feeling. Feelings are the clues. Feelings are the clues from your soul. Your soul speaks to you through emotions and feelings. So it's the opposite feeling that you are learning and you're embodying, right? And I want you to also go back to the instances where you have grown stronger because of like previous challenges. And I want you to kind of tune into this process and realize that those challenges are actually there for you to embody more power that you are. God's power, the power of divine creator, right? So I want you to reflect back and, connect to the instances where duality, polarity was actually your opportunity to become stronger and more powerful. And now, how can you take that in the context, right? And how can you take your current challenges, current contrasts, and use them as your resources, as your gifts? And this is a great question just to connect on, to reflect on a continuous basis. What is my current challenge? What is it teaching me about me? What am I learning from here? What are the emotions that I'm experiencing that I label as negative? And that's typically the opposite, the polarity of those emotions that you are learning about yourself. Okay. So the polarity, the contrast is what you as self need to embody to actually create that bigger, higher vision, bigger, higher goal, right? So it is typically what we are embodying is this higher essence of who we are. It's typically, our divine self-worth, our value, our inner power. It is typically something connected to power and owning power of who we are. And then you take it further. You not only recognize what you are embodying right now, what is the resource, but it's also how do you incorporate it into your daily choices and actions. This is how you integrate it. So this duality that gives you this context as to what you're learning about yourself, what you get to embody as your next level identity, and what you integrate into your daily choices and actions. This is the full process of working with duality. Okay? So those are the tools. First, you realize, okay, I am seeing a challenge. I am experiencing a polar opposite experience. Don't resist it. I'll go into resistance. So don't resist it, accept it. Accept it as part of the process. Accept it as, you know, the confirmation that you are actually on track. Don't fear it. Don't become a victim of it. Accept it. See it as is. Okay, I'm experiencing this. Okay? Then ask yourself, what am I learning through this about myself? What am I being invited to release as the low vibrational elements of me, as the conditioning, as the limiting patterns, and what I am invited to embody? And those are usually higher elements of you, higher qualities of you, right? Typically, there are one or two as you go through each portal, each duality. When you become clear as to what you are invited to embody, connect to the emotional side of it, the frequency, the feelings, the emotion. How does it feel to be worthy? Connect to that worth within you. How does it feel to be powerful? How does it feel to be confident? How does it feel to be valuable? Everything about you be valuable, your time, your energy, your words, your message, your purpose, like 360 degrees, right? So connect to that frequency, to that state, and feel it in your body. Like literally train your body to feel that as you. I love how Neil Donald Walsh says, he says that every single moment is the moment to define yourself as who you are being. So you have those opportunities to define who you choose to be every day. When you're facing the contrast, it's actually the opportunity to redefine yourself. Yes, I feel unworthy right now, but I choose to feel worthy, and you connect to that worth and you feel it in your body. And you then make choices and take action from that state of worth. They will be different. This is how you integrate it. So you actually need that polarity, you need that duality to redefine who you are becoming, your next level identity, in order to create that vision, in order to call forth your goals. You see? Now, the problem arises when people resist the bad things, quote unquote, when they become victims of it. And victimhood is such a commonly spread conditioning. You know, we've been victims of so many things like outside forces, governments, authorities, people with power, money, status, you name it. So a lot of times our default reaction is to resist, fear, and become victims of this. Like, I'm small, I'm powerless, I can't deal with it, and then find excuses to stay there, you know, as victims, as powerless, as nothing is working for me, as, and that's such a, you know, disempowering state to be. So I want you to see those challenges as opportunity, and I don't want you to resist them, but to accept them as they are. And then from that place, connect to your soul, connect to your heart, open your heart, connect to your soul, and really tune into the gift, the resource that you're learning. And then train your mind and body to own that resource, own that higher quality of you as you. Redefine yourself constantly. This is who I am. This is who I choose to be. Feel it in your body. Feel that worth. Feel that power. Feel that value. Feel that amazingness, magnificence of you. Feel that vitality, that health. Feel that success that you are now. And then take action from that state. That's the entire process. Now, if you resist it, you block the creation process and you get stuck in that victimhood. Resistance stops creation. Resistance blocks manifestation. That's why a lot of people don't manifest what they want, because they're resisting a lot of things. They're blocking a lot of things. And they don't see this beautiful process of polarity and duality as the opportunity, as the resource. They fear, they go into their minds. And, there's no judgment. I've been there so many times, and I'm still catching myself sometimes in my fearful mind when something happens, and I'm like, oh, hold on, what is it? What is this? And then I tune in, I accept, I see the resource. Oh, I get it. Oh, thank you, God, thank you, universe, for showing this to me. Okay, how do I embody that higher quality? I redefine who I am in the moment, and I train my body to a new frequency. I literally stop everything, I connect to my body, and I train my body. I trained my body to vibrate at wealth, because it's a completely different frequency than poverty. I used to vibrate at poverty, lack, scarcity, all the time, all the time. I trained my body how to feel what it feels to be worthy and valuable, because I know the contrast. I know what unworthy and unvaluable means and feels. You see, it's a process, but it works. And then it becomes your default state. You vibrate at that frequency by default, by design, by who you are. And then manifestation becomes like you manifest things at that higher frequency much easier, right? And then you vibrate at the higher frequency of worth, value, and wealth, and you naturally magnetize it to you. You don't have to work hard. You actually attract it naturally, because this is who you are. So I want you to see this duality or polarity as the blessing, as a celebration. Like, celebrate it. I also noticed, when I in my human and I'm connecting to duality with fear, I stop myself and I alchemize it with the opposite energy, with celebration, with joy. You can start dancing. You can start dancing and saying, okay, there's something amazing here for me. I don't know it yet, but I know, like I know that there is a gift, because this is what it is. Okay, so you can alchemize this fearful energy, the energy that you human would resist and fear and feel like a victim of, with the polar opposite reaction: celebration, joy, fun, dance, gratitude. You see how you can alchemize it? So polar opposites, they're actually fun things to play with. And then you say, oh my goodness, I'm no longer afraid of pretty much anything, because there's nothing to be afraid of. We're being afraid of ourselves, of God, of universe, of love, because that's what it is, right? So I gave you so much, but I want you to really, this is like very conscious process, meaning you got to be connected to the present moment. You got to be connected to yourself, to your goals. You got to be connected to that manifestation process. You got to be aware of, what the universe, what the field is giving you. Yeah, beautiful manifestations, synchronicities, blessings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, a polarity shows up, contrast shows up. Okay, I can either react with resistance and fear and get stuck there and stop the creation process, or you can alchemize it with just, an opposite reaction, then accept it as it is, go inside, see what it's teaching you about you, what's the opposite higher element of you get to embody. so it becomes your predominant frequency, and redefine who you are becoming. Redefine, redefine, redefine until the field just mirrors you back with your desired vision, because you become it. You become that wealth. You become that worth. You become that success. You become that health and vitality, whatever you're manifesting. Okay? Is this helpful? Yeah. Good, 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 good. I hold on, I put together so much here. I just want to make sure that I gave you all the goodness. Redefine, vitality, health, resist questions. Oh, this is a good question. What would change if I treated today's challenges as signs of an inevitable success? Like if you even connect to this question, you say, oh my goodness, of course, I am successful. And those challenges are just part of my success, right? It just shifts your energy immediately. Immediately. Okay. Yeah, this is what I have for today. So daily practices, what you can do to actually, so I give you the process as, when you face a challenge, you go inside and you take the gift, take the resource, embody, integrate, move on. But you can also project, like, for example, I love this practice. Every morning I wake up and I tell myself, today will be a glorious day. Today will be the best day of my life. And usually it is. So you can actually project, joy and ease and amazing energy. And when a challenge shows up, you won't be reacting to it. You won't be resisting it. You'll be like, oh, okay. So let me look at it. Let me accept it. Let me dance through it. Integrate it, alchemize it, integrate it, move on. And this process never ends. It's not like we alchemize today and tomorrow we're free to go. There's so many layers of us. There's so many amazing layers and discoveries of who we are and how the field works and how the universe works and how our relationship to that stuff. And it just becomes a fascinating process, right? Do you know what I mean? Um, and then one of the things that I also do at night is I write down my wins. So even if like I experience challenge, I take it as a win. So I train my mind not to be on that little human ego fear side, right? I train my mind to see everything as a win. The win-win, the good win, the bad, not so good win, it's a win. And it's an amazing practice. It gives you this feeling of satisfaction and peace and like joy. And then you wake up next morning and you say, I am open to the most amazing day of my life. And you do this day and night. One very useful tool that I use is when you face the challenge, you actually retrieve the resource, but the feeling stays kind of the low vibrational feeling still kind of lingers, right? So what I do is I take that feeling and I take that limited thought or limited quality of me. I feel its energy in my body as a vibration, and then I exhale it through deep exhale, like very full exhale as breath of fire. So I like take it through the like imaginary fire and I fully release it from my body. And I do it a couple of times until I feel, oh, I don't feel that emotion anymore. Like it's gone. You know, our breath is a very powerful tool. And you can imagine that your exhale, it's actually like fire. And you're exhaling the negative emotion, and it's burning through that fire. So there's nothing in your body anymore. And then you can inhale the opposite, right? Whatever you're integrating. Inhale and train your body. And then you realize that you're actually manifesting at the three levels: the soul that guides you, the mind that either sabotages you or supports you, and then the body that vibrates, it holds that frequency, right? So it is essential to integrate those things on the body level and on the mind level. Yeah. That's how you integrate it fully. Like you don't have to go back to it and redo it, heal yourself again, or like go deeper in that wound. It's gone. It's in the opposite is integrated. A lot of people who said, you know, they come to me and say, I already did that work, but they never integrated the work. You see, their mind is still thinking thoughts that are the opposite of what they want. And their bodies are still vibrating at the opposite frequency of what they want because they never integrated those two levels. And I typically, when I work with my private clients, we go into one wound, like one big thing, we clear, we heal, and I stay with them for 3 weeks until we integrate it into the body fully. So it usually takes about 3 weeks to integrate the new frequency, the new vibration, through choices, through actions, through conscious embodiment. Okay. Yes. And I also want you to give yourself so much grace through this. And I want you to realize that the shadow part that we're releasing and we're integrating more light, shadow is not bad. It's still divine. It's still this part of this process of recognizing ourselves as God in this physical, limited reality. So the limitation itself, it's not bad. It's part of this divine technology process. Okay, so give yourself love, give love to the shadow, give love to the limitation. And just, you know, you realize there's nothing to fear, really, nothing to fear. We're infinite love energy here in the physical form. All right, my beautiful people, a couple of announcements. So next week we will not have a typical workshop. Instead, I am hosting an amazing festival. It's a fest. The name is the Frequency Fest. So it just came through me. I'm like, oh my God, I love this. So the Frequency Fest, it's next week, Thursday and Friday instead of Tuesday. It's 2 days. And the day one, we will be opening up our hearts and activating our soul energy. I feel like we're so much in our minds, so much in like this limitation. I know it's divine, but it's just sometimes we get stuck there. So day one will be really opening up your heart chakra, connecting to your soul, and activating your highest essence as a frequency. And day two, Friday, will be all about embodying, taking it into our bodies, integrating it into the physical matter. Okay. So Thursday and Friday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. So 2 hours in each day. It's not going to be overwhelming. And the speakers are phenomenal. I personally know all of them. They are so powerful, so amazing. So I highly suggest you join us next Thursday and Friday because it's going to be phenomenal. Very like epic experience, activating and embodying. Okay. And yeah, before we wrap up, are there any, like, do you want to share anything? Do you want to, I don't know, just share whatever is like landing with you? Um, if you're what you're like, or maybe you have questions, it's really up to you. Yes, no, no, yes, yes. Okay. Well, I am available. Like, if you have questions, if you have private questions, you can email me, you can text me, you can DM me. I'm very accessible and I'm always here to support you and help you, right? I also want to share with you, I have one spot open for a one-on-one private work with me for 6 months. And that's to build your business, to scale it, to build it to a global movement. Okay. So if you're interested, you can also DM me. May 8th and 9th, 12 p.m. Eastern. So Yvonne, I think it's 10 a.m. your time, mountain time, right? Are you on mountain time? But it's 12 p.m. Eastern, 12 to 2, 2 hours. Epic activation, epic embodiment. So I hope you join us. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's so good to see you, ladies, guys. I love you. Mwah. I'm sending you so much love and light. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.